Hey, how's it going? My name is Dom, founder here at BHuman, and in this conversation, you can ask me anything about, well, BHuman. So maybe questions about how it works, pricing, how we built it. So go ahead and ask some questions there.
Hey, doll. Nice to meet you. Can you tell me about BHuman?
BHuman is an innovative platform that uses AI technology to generate and distribute personalized videos at scale.
Okay, cool. And I've heard about Persona. What is Persona?
So, Persona is a tool that allows you to digitally clone yourself and then put that clone into video chats with your audience. The clone can learn what you know, look like you, and sound like you. So, it's a digital representation of you.
Very cool. And how much does this Persona cost?
Persona costs just $9 a month during the alpha phase. You get to keep that pricing, so get in while it's cheap.
Puoi dire qualcosa in italiano?
Quali sono i tuoi obiettivi per questa posizione? Come gestisci i conflitti sul posto di lavoro? Come promuovi la crescita e lo sviluppo del personale? Qual è il tuo stile di gestione come responsabile? Quali sono i principali tratti positivi che cerchi in un manager?
So, Dom, I'm in real estate. How can BHuman benefit me as a real estate agent?
Using Be Human can lead to better client relationships, improved customer engagement, and more efficient scheduling of property viewings for real estate businesses.
Got it. Thanks for your time, Dom. Okay, well, as you've just seen, there's a lot of new updates to Persona, so let's dive in. So when you first open the app, you'll see your different personas here. Let me open up the one I just spoke to. Okay, so this is the training page. Now, in order to make your persona, we've actually updated how training works. So you'll need to follow the directions in this video. It takes about 5 minutes to film, but you do have to follow the instructions. So make sure you follow that. Once you submit the training video by uploading it here and then submitting it, it'll take about 24 hours for the persona to be ready, at which point we'll send you an email and let you know. Now let's get into the knowledge base. This is really where the magic happens, is where you build your persona and you simply add knowledge to it. So it all starts by adding training data. Well, we can hit new training data and let's give the training a title. So maybe this is like day one about Be Human. Okay, so what do we want it to train on? So I want my persona to be able to answer questions about Be Human. So let me put in the Be Human website and it'll start to learn from that website. Let's hit next. Okay, now what's happening is it's searching across Be Human all the various pages it can learn from. So as you can see here, there's a lot, all of our blog articles, everything. So let's go ahead and let's select all of these because they're all important to me. And I want my persona to be really, really knowledgeable about everything there is to know for Be Human. So let's hit add data. Okay, so at this point, our persona has started to learn the data set, which means it's reading and researching what we inputted in order to generate knowledge from that. Let's look at a data set it already learned from. So in this scenario, I trained it on the BHuman website as well. And I can hit generate knowledge. And from this point, I need to decide how many individual points of knowledge it should know about what I trained it on. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I upload my resume and I tell it, just learn a little bit about it. Well, it's going to learn maybe 5, 6 points about it. Maybe, where I went to school, what I'm doing right now, um, my full name, things like that. But if I put it over here to a lot on the other end of the spectrum, well, it's going to learn a lot about me. It's going to learn everything like, where I went to school. It's going to learn how long I was in school. It's going to learn, what did I think about my school based on what I described it, right? There's a lot that I can put in there. The other thing is the description. So, what should the AI focus on as it researches and learns? So, should it focus on, going back to the example of putting in my resume, should it focus on answering questions about my job history, or should it focus on my volunteering and my education? So, you can basically guide it to focus on different topics here. Let's hit next. Okay, so eventually you'll see this button here, View Prompts. Now, what is a prompt? A prompt is a question that your persona can be asked. So for example, how can businesses sign up for BHuman? Well, Businesses can sign up for BHuman on their platform or contact us at info@bhuman.ai for more information. So our prompt is what the persona can be asked, and within every prompt, we have a response. Now, for example, let's say someone asked me this exact question: how can businesses sign up for BHuman? Well, they're going to get my reply, which we've learned from the training set what that reply should be. Now, let's say they ask something different, but with the same intention. So, for example, something like, hey, so I'd love to start using BHuman. How can I log in? Okay, so different keywords, right? We didn't say it exactly the same way. However, still, our AI will be able to detect the intention behind the question in order to give you the right response. So, as you can see here, there are a lot of different responses added from this training set. So I can click load more and you'll see quite a bit, right? So at this point, this has been added into my knowledge base. And I can go ahead and continue to add in more training data to make my persona smarter and smarter. So where can we manage the knowledge base as a whole across all of our different training sets? Well, right here in the knowledge tab. So here you can see your list of all of the prompt responses from your persona. And there's a couple of actions here on the right. So first of all, delete if you want your persona to erase the memory, or you can hit record to record the audio of that response. So let's say, for example, you have a question you get asked all the time. You want to make sure you really hit the nail on the head in terms of your response. So instead of having the AI generate my voice, I can actually just record it myself. So for example, great question. So businesses can sign up on the BHuman site. On the top right corner, you'll see the sign up button. All you have to do is click that and you'll get started in under 10 seconds. I'm so excited to see you on the platform. Okay, and now it's going to use my voice instead of the generated voice to answer that question. Of course, we'll be cloning your face at the same time. Finally, we have the edit button, which allows us to edit the prompt and the response. So if the persona learned something incorrectly or you want to add some sort of nuance, you can do that here. Now, finally, if you're building a knowledge base for the first time, you won't see this. This eye enables us to watch the response. So for example,
in various industries where personalized communication is important for building customer relationships and driving conversions.
okay, so you can see, you can preview all of the responses there. Now, like I said, if you're just building a knowledge base for the first time, you won't have your responses because you haven't generated them yet. So how can we generate new responses? Well, by clicking Save Knowledge Base. That's going to lock in all of the knowledge we've just learned and start generating videos from that. Now, generating videos could take time. Now, let me show you another way to add training data. So if I go up here, I can click Add Knowledge manually, which will enable me to write a prompt and a response manually. So for example, I can type in my prompt response, hit add. If I want to, I can record it manually. Form for over 100,000 users. And finally, hit save to lock in the knowledge and start generating the videos. So you can see these are two new pieces of knowledge we've added, and it's generating right now. So this can take some time, depending on how many people are using the persona at that moment. So to be safe, we recommend checking back in a couple hours. So once the videos are done generating, how do we build a persona with them? How do we actually talk to our clone? Well, it happens over here in the dashboard. And we're adding in a ton of analytics where you can see conversations your persona is having with people in real time. So just hang tight for that. But over here, you can see we have 69 of 73 responses added. And we need to wait for those videos to generate before we can continue. So with that said, we'll pause here and come back when the videos are done generating. Okay, so once it's done generating, that button will become this nice blue button that says Share Persona. So let's click on that. All right, and here we can see a couple of options we have to configure the persona. We can enable text box, microphone, camera that allows the different ways that somebody can talk to the persona. There's also hybrid mode. And if we uncheck this, then when a persona is asked a question that's not in the knowledge base, it'll say, hey, I don't have an answer for that. Can you ask me something more on topic? But if we have this checked, then it'll actually try to research an answer for that. So if I ask my persona, what was the capital of France in 1750? Well, it would actually research that and then come back with a real answer. But if I want my persona just to stay on script, I can just uncheck this. Now we have a link where you can talk to your persona and share it around. So I can just copy and paste this link or just open it up to start having a conversation with my persona. In this case, this is the persona of a user named Richard. So he's persona.me/Richard. And that's his unique individual username, right? So he owns that. So nobody else can be persona.me/Richard. So get your usernames now while they're still available. So let's go back to persona, and we also have this option here where we can copy and paste and embed code. So all we have to do is put this in the header tag on our site, and it'll automatically embed that persona onto the website. And I can decide if I want to embed it on the bottom left or at the bottom right. So let's go ahead and let's check out how this looks embedded on a website. All right, so you can see here we put Richard on the bottom left and he's floating, and I can just click on him to maximize him. You can see he's completely fluid here. He's waiting for us to talk to him and he's ready to go. So at this point, all I have to do is decide how do I want to talk with him: voice, video, or text. So let's just say voice.
Hi, my name is Richard. I'm here to show you some cool things about Mesfi.
Hey Richard, sounds interesting. What is Mesfi?
Hi, my name is Richard. I'm here to show you some cool things about Mesfi.
Hey Richard, how are you?
I'm doing quite well. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? Are you having a good day?
Doing quite well, thanks a lot. So can you tell me, what is Web3 all about?
Web3 is the third iteration of the internet built upon the core concepts of decentralization, openness, and greater user utility enabled by blockchain technology.
Sounds great. Okay. So that, in a nutshell, is the new update for Persona. So go ahead and submit the training videos here in accordance with all of the guidelines. Make sure you follow the guidelines. And with that said, we're super excited to get you on board with the new version. We are constantly making things better. So you'll see updates literally by the day. All right. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you on the platform.